This is what was left of all our beautiful grapes after the deer and raccoon got them. They must have eaten about 2 bushels of them. Anyhow, we're going to use some of them in this fruit leather that we're making, and we're going to take about a cup of them and peel and de-seed them. And then we've got some apples from our tree out back. My wife's starting to cut them up and chunk them up. And one thing about apples, when you home grow them and they're not sprayed and stuff, you never know what you'll find inside of them. Some of them will be perfect, and some of them will have a lot of damage that you have to cut away. But that's part of not using any kind of pesticides or anything like that on them. So we're just going to cut up a bunch of apples, about 12 cups of mixed apples, and then what we're going to do is just put a big pot on the stove there and get these cooking down. We want them to cook down to about start to soften up and get about the consistency of applesauce. So I'm going to put 12 cups of the apples in there, and then we're going to put the grapes and grape juice. My wife decided to put them in separate. She just put them in a strainer so she can mix the grapes in there and look and see if there are any stray pits that we missed when we went through them. And then she's just going to dump the juice that was with them too. Kind of sad to have lost all the grapes to animals this year, but at least we get to enjoy a couple of them here. And then just going to put in about a cup of water there, just to give it some water to cook down with. And stir it up and put the top on and just, let it cook down for a while. And then in the meantime, we're going to put some oil on the trays for the dehydrator. We have these fruit leather trays that we bought a couple of years ago, and we just decided to try them this year. And our first batch that we made, just as a test batch before I made this video, wasn't so successful. We did not grease the trays. We thought they would peel right out whether you greased them or not, because there were no sticks supposedly, but we found out different. So you want to make sure you put a little bit of oil on the bottom of each tray so you can get these leathers out. And there's the first batch that we did that was a disaster. It took over an hour. Well, it came out good, but it took over an hour to peel them out of the trays. So the oil really does make a big difference. So we got the 6 trays all oiled up, and we've been getting this honey at Costco with Kirkland. You get 5 pounds for less than $10. It's really a good bargain, and it's good honey from South America. And you want to stir these every once in a while they're cooking down. And then when they start to get soft, my wife takes the potato masher here and just goes over them a little bit to kind of mix things together and kind of crunch them up a little bit.
Put it on.
And we just let it cook down for just a little while till everything was soft, and then it's time to put it through the food mill. Now this process really just makes everything, gets rid of all the lumps and mixes all the grapes and everything together good, and it makes it all real creamy, so there's, the leathers will come out real nice and even. So we're just gonna put a couple scoops in the food mill there to get started. You don't want to put too much at once in there. And then just crank it around, and the little thing that pushes the apples and grapes down against the bottom of it, and just kind of presses it through some fine holes in there so everything comes out nice and creamy and smooth. Now when we make applesauce, we usually leave it chunky, but for this leather you really need it to be so you can spread it thinly in the little trays. And this is just one that we've come up with and we like, and you can basically, if you do some research, you can add just about anything to these leathers, and there's all different types of recipes and stuff out there. So just start with something simple like this, and then you can try others later on. So there it is, everything's through the food mill there, and she's going to add some honey. We put about a 1/4 cup in this time. That was last time we put a lot more in, but it was kind of sticky, and we wanted it a little bit less sticky. So, just put honey to taste in, whatever you want. And like I said, don't limit yourself to honey. You can, add just about anything, I think, any spices or flavors that you like. Then just make sure that everything is mixed together real good there. And first time around, we didn't put it in a bowl with a pour spout on, and we found out it's easier to get it in the trays with a pour spout and get it kind of evenly distributed. So there it is. We're just going to go back and divide it equally. It's a little bit over a cup that goes in each of these trays. About a cup and a half, I think. So just what we, do, just take and try to divide it equally between all the little plastic trays. Now, I'm not sure, what size trays you have for your dehydrator. I guess they make them all different shapes and sizes depending on the dehydrator. So you may have to adjust the quantities one way or the other to fit your needs. But for right now, we're just doing the 6 pieces of the fruit leather, and that's all the little trays we've got there. And it's just a matter of trying to get this spread as evenly as you can in these little bowls. It kind of helps it all to dry at the same time by keeping things evenly. And she's got this little baking scraper that she uses here for spreading them out. That seems to work pretty good. So it takes a little bit of doing, because it's a little sticky there to get everything even in the trays. But that's what you're shooting for, is as close as you can. And then it's time to put it in the dehydrator. I took 6 of the shelves out because there's usually 12 shelves, and then I'm just going every other shelf. And I decided to just turn each other, every other one sideways like that. Just hopefully get a little better air circulation and more even drying. And it turned out they did all dry very evenly and at the same time. So we probably have to get another 6 of these for, to really get the efficiency up on the dehydrator. But this is how I do it with the 6 that we have. And it's time to turn on the dehydrator and set the temperature and the time here. So I'm setting it at 140. That worked really good for our first batch, and I'm putting it at 15 hours, but actually it takes about 10, we found out. But I like to set it a little bit longer, and I don't do a warm-up on it either. So while that's drying, I'm going to go out and pick some more apples out there for applesauce. Now, most of my trees are dwarf, but I've got this one here that they call the semi-dwarf, and you actually need a ladder to pick on that. So these are Fuji apples, and they've been the best performers this year, and they're actually the sweetest and best flavor. And these are up high, so the deer didn't get at them. So I'm gonna pick a couple buckets of these to make some applesauce next. We have had a pretty good problem with the deer actually eating the trees and stuff. So if you notice, I'm throwing any bad ones on the ground under the tree also, just hopefully to let them eat the apples and, leave the tree alone a little bit. But you can see we had a pretty good year for apples, and like I showed you before, we don't spray or anything. So, some of them are better than others, but they're all really tasty and sweet this year. And then these are another, sort of like a yellow delicious type apple too. We're going to mix it in the sauce. And you can see this is the full dwarf tree. And, that's why they call them dwarf. You can pick them right from the ground. I'll just show you my elderberries are all dead. The drought this year pretty much did in the elderberries. So there's a couple baskets of apples, and that's what I left for the deer. They were all the really bad ones, and I'm gonna go up and get ready to make some more applesauce. So here we are, getting late at night, and it's about 10 hours later. I decided to check them, and they're done perfect. And by greasing the trays, you can see they actually just pop right out there. So it looks like it's pretty much no matter what we do with this fruit leather, it comes out. It takes about 9 to 10 hours at 140. Yeah, we've got some ideas for some other ones we want to try, and I'll try to make some other videos if they work out. So really, it's it's not a lot of work once you get the apples prepared up front, and then it's just a matter of peeling them out and trying to take and wipe off some of any oil that's left on them. It's kind of like a glaze on there. You can get it off. You really don't taste it though, so it did make it real easy to get them out. You can see my hands are still covered with grapes from trying to peel more grapes and squeeze the pits out and stuff like that. It's a busy time of the year where you set one thing down and you start another thing. You wind up with 10 things going at once. So now, the way we like to store them is I'm just going to cut each of these trays into 4 pieces. I'm going to try to cut it evenly into 4 small slices like that. And then we decided we like them rolled up. Just everybody, stores them different. Some roll them in parchment paper, but we decided we just like them rolled up, and we put 4 pieces and 1 piece of stretch tight like that. And then we just put it in a container there and put them in the refrigerator. We like them a lot better when they're cold. I'm not sure, I think you can store these, just vacuum pack them and store them, but you'd have to do a little more research on it. This is how we like them the best. We like to just pop one of these little rolls out of the refrigerator and eat it. And by just rolling them individually like that, keeps them from sticking together and stuff once they firm up in the fridge. And I saved a piece to eat. You can see this stuff is really tough once you dry it. It's pretty amazing how good it tastes and everything else. So I feel it's a treat that's worth trying if you have a dehydrator. And this is just another one of those simple to make dehydrator treats that you might want to try. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.